Hey, it's Ham, and I'm talking again. Back on the Hamm-Cast 2 Electric Boogaloo. Gonna talk real quick about some stuff, I don't know. Just talking, Per usual, shooting the shit, as I said in episode 1. Anyways, I want to start this off with an anecdote about my girlfriend's little sister and what she said about a Billy Joel shirt I was wearing. So, yeah, here we go. I'm at my girlfriend's house. We were watching Star Wars movies to kind of refresh her memory of what's happened because we went and saw the 40th anniversary re-release of Return of the Jedi. And her little sister commented on my Billy Joel shirt. I don't know. I thought it was funny. So anyways, I'm there, and it has like a picture of Billy Joel on it, a rather styled picture, kind of shaded in specific colors. And she's like, "Who's that on your shirt?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a musical artist." And she's like, "Looks like Bob Ross," because it is a younger Billy Joel when he had hair. And I don't know. I just thought that was funny. She's like, "Yeah, that dude on your shirt looks like," I don't know, I don't think Billy Joel looks like Bob Ross at all, even when he did have, hair and all that. I think Bob Ross had a beard too, so kids, what are you going to do with them? They see puffy hair and they're like, Bob Ross, I guess. Anyways, I did write down a couple topics I wanted to talk about on this. 3 to be exact, and then whatever else happens is just, fly by the seat of my pants or whatever the hell the saying is. Wizards of the Coast, company that does Magic the Gathering, had some interesting news in the past week. A fan of the card game purchased cards through legal means, of course. How else are you going to purchase, fucking game cards and stuff? But he purchased them through a website, and when he received them, everything was fine. He was opening them up, and then I guess I don't know all the details. But it was a YouTuber. Here we go. My memory's been refreshed. This is what I get for not having a damn article pulled up. Don't get your news from me, folks. But he was, showcasing the cards, and the cards were from like a new unreleased series of Magic the Gathering. Now, I don't collect these cards or play the game, but this is just from my understanding of the situation. And, he showcased that, and, instead of reaching out or anything, Wizards of the Coast sends out the fucking Pinkertons. The Pinkerton. Yeah, straight up Red Dead Redemption 2 Pinkertons, the fucking Pinkertons, just like to his house, and they like go there, and this is just a company sending armed thugs to a guy's house for purchasing cards and accidentally getting sent wrong ones. And I don't know, this is just a very weird. It's not funny. I mean, the only reason I kind of sound like I'm about to laugh is because if you don't laugh, you'd cry about the situation. Personally, in my opinion, just a weird ass story that came out, and just weird to hear that happen. I created a group chat with some friends, and that's where it was first mentioned to me, and I saw it with some people who, I don't know, are in the toy collecting community. Heard about it because Wizards of the Coast is directly related to Hasbro because Hasbro owns them. So, yeah, I don't know what the whole situation with that is, but that doesn't look good at all for anybody involved. And I just hope the guy who got the cards is okay. And, hopefully this doesn't start a trend of corporations sending the fucking Pinkertons to your house in case you get a product early, because that's just an overstep of. I just hit the mic, damn it! It's an overstep of their. I think what they can do to people. I mean, they're already taking our money from us. So, I don't know. Weird. Real weird. Don't like that. So yeah, that's a little thing that happened. That's about the gist of it from what I know. I haven't read any articles further or anything. So yeah, like I said, don't get your news from me, but I just wanted to mention that because it was such a peculiar, strange, terrible thing to happen. All right, I watched a movie this week. Beau is Afraid, but I'm fucking confused. What the hell? All right. Beau is Afraid is a film that was released this month by director Ari Aster, who made Midsommar and Hereditary. And if you know him from his student work, Strange Thing About the Johnsons, or it's The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, I believe. Look that up on YouTube. Have a fun 30 minutes with that. But Midsommar is a good movie. That is a movie that I watched and actually had like a physical, had to get up because I was cringing so hard and go like, ew moment. Hereditary is good too. It's just, Hereditary is just good fun, you know, hit them with that, you know what I mean? But Beau is Afraid is just fucking 2 hours and 59 minutes of what the fuck. Because if you watch the trailer, that has no bearing on what the hell is actually going on in the film. The trailer to me is the best part of the movie. The trailer looked good. The film is, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't like to call things pretentious because as a person who I guess could consider themselves an artist myself, that's like the worst thing you want to be called is pretentious, I'd say. But like, I don't know. Like, things just keep happening. And then in the third act, it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's so fucking just, I've never been so just baffled by a film. It's listed as a horror comedy. But I don't think, I don't know. Like, nobody in the theater was laughing. I don't know if it was because they thought it was supposed to be horror or what. I mean, I thought parts of it were funny. And then the film just kept dragging on. It's just too long of a movie for what it is, I think. For one. 'Cause it's just so fucking long. It felt like the longest fucking movie I've ever watched. I feel time going by much faster on a 4-hour movie like a Lord of the Rings extended edition or the Zack Snyder's Justice League. I feel time flying by much faster than I did with Beau is Afraid. Like, Jesus. We got like 2 hours in, and then it keeps going, and you realize that there's a third hour, and you're just like, sorry if my phone's going off. There's the third hour there, and I'm just you're just sitting there scratching your head like, why is this still going? And there's so much just confusing shit, like a giant dick and balls monster. That's in there. Like, I guess I can tell you what the story is from it and like hidden meanings and stuff, but I just don't think this was done so well, personally. I think it's just all over the place, and I think Ari Aster may need to get therapy before he puts his problems on screen, if that's what he was doing. It's strange how there is a parental aspect to this film, of like parental relationships, that is, and how you're doing with your parents. It's strange how on the car ride to watch the movie, I brought up The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, which is an Ari Aster film. It was, I believe it was a student film of his. But that deals with like a weird fucked up parental relationship. And I thought this was going to do the same, and it kind of does. It doesn't. Let me preface this. If you know what I'm talking about from The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, it's not doing the same thing. It's just highlighting parental relationship. And Strange Thing About the Johnsons was about a father and a son, and this is about a mother and a son. Except you don't know that until the last hour, really. At least that's what it seemed like to me. So, yeah, Beau's Afraid. I'm fucking confused. What that movie was a trip. Not exactly what I would call a good trip. I mean, I always have a good time going to the movies. I remember walking out of the movie. I mentioned to my friends that I saw it with, I've never walked out of a movie this disappointed since Terminator Dark Fate. Because to me, Terminator Dark Fate was just like, we're beating a dead horse here. Really? Like, I don't know. Just not good, and trying to recontextualize so much of the good parts of that franchise. So yeah, but Beau's Afraid, I walked out and I was just like, yeah, this is just disappointing. There's just so many what the fuck is going on moments. Like, they stop in the middle to do a whole totally different fucking thing than like the beginning almost. It's just so taxing, that movie. And I don't know. I want to hear the opinion of someone who genuinely enjoyed it to see why they liked it and stuff like that. Because here's the thing: I'm not talking about it's a bad film from a technical aspect. From a technical aspect, this is great. I mean, this is a movie you can go to the theater and see, so you're not getting some fucking shoddy workmanship, And it's Ari Aster as well, and it's A24, and they make some top tier shit, But this just wasn't it for me. My girlfriend turned to me after the movie ended, and she's like, he's been Taika Waititi'd. He can't make a movie again. And if you're confused by that saying, Taika Waititi made Thor: Love and Thunder, a fucking god-awful, atrocious film, so now he can't make a movie again is like a joke. Like, you did bad, no more movies. I don't know. I don't know if it's just Ari Aster. I don't know what it was, but this just wasn't it. Yeah, I don't know. I get silent so much talking about this movie because I just don't know what to fucking say about it, honestly. So yeah. My Letterboxd review for it was 1 star, and it was Beau's Afraid. But I am confused. That's where I'll leave it. That's where I'll leave it for the movie, because that's what a time. Anyways, I saw another movie in theaters. Movie I've seen many times before. For the 40th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, they've re-released it in theaters, which is awesome. I've never actually seen any of the non-Disney Star Wars films in theaters because I wasn't alive for the original trilogy, and for the prequel trilogy, I was only kind of halfway sentient for Revenge of the Sith, which my parents did try to take me to see, but I was, I think, like 3 years old, and when Palpatine hopped over that desk and let out a devil shriek, that was the end of it for me. So yeah. Saw Return of the Jedi in theaters, and it was a wonderful experience. I went with my girlfriend, a buddy of mine, and that was originally all it was going to be. But then I talked it over with them, and I was asked if I could involve some of my family. So it was kind of like a family movie time. My mom, my dad went, my aunt went, because I asked my cousin to go, and he's like, all right, can I ask, my mom to go? Because a lot of my family is older than me, and his mom, my aunt, took him out of school to go see it back in 1983. So he wanted to take her to go see it 40 years later. And he also brought his son along, and I think he had a good time with it. But Return of the Jedi on the big screen's fucking sick, man. Let me tell you. The opening of the movie, when you see Darth Vader arriving at the Death Star 2 and there's a bunch of Star Destroyers, looks really damn good. There's a lot that holds up. There's a few things that you're like, that's not as good as it originally was, and a lot of that. But I think that's just the effect of a movie aging. Although Return of the Jedi, Lucas was dabbling a little more with modern CGI type adjacent things. So Lucas was doing what he wanted to do with it from a producer standpoint, as he did not direct Return of the Jedi. That honor went to Richard Marquand, who I think did a good job. But yeah, Return of the Jedi in theaters is cool. If you can see any classic movie in theaters, damn, I'd recommend it. I know back when a lot of movies weren't coming out in 2020, back half of 2020, I still like going to the movies, and nobody else was going to the movies. And there was this local theater a town over that I really like to see movies at. And I like to support their business. So what they did is they showed bunch of classic movies, so I'd go, I'd drag my girlfriend along, and we'd go see movies that either we'd both seen or we hadn't seen, or, just movies that made us nostalgic and stuff like that. And I remember I was able to take my friends to go see Pulp Fiction. Most of them had not seen Pulp Fiction before, and the first time they got to see it was in theaters at this theater. So it opened up some great opportunities. So yeah, if you can go see a classic movie in theaters, take that opportunity. It's fun, and you get to see it the way that it was originally released and possibly even intended to be seen. So yeah. Coming up, this releases on a Wednesday. The next day, tomorrow, if you're listening to it on release day, is May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you. A little early May the 4th be with you. I know today they're going to be revealing some new Star Wars action figures and stuff from the Black Series. Hope we get some cool stuff. There's a Mandalorian figure, a newly sculpted and detailed Din Djarin that they released. Well, they didn't release, that they should be revealing, because they said they were making it back in July of last year. So I'd hope that they at least have some digital models now to show us some cool pictures of it. Probably not much else cool going to get revealed. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but maybe some May 4th magic will come through. Recently, I have decided that I'm going to read the Star Wars Legends Thrawn trilogy. So that'll be cool. I picked those up at a Barnes & Noble after watching Return of the Jedi in theaters, because I decided, you know what? The most classic Star Wars novel trilogy in existence needs to be read, because it seems like they're going to deal with a lot of that. And I feel like I should be able to adequately judge how they take elements from it and put it in new light. So, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this now. Just kind of talking about stuff. I don't know. Life's been fine recently. Been working a lot, though. But, work's great. Money isn't everything. But it sure does help a lot, as a person once told me. But yeah, just kind of going through the stuff, doing my thing, trying not to let a bunch of shit grind me down, that type of stuff. You know, I hope everybody else listening is doing well, and if you're not, you know, bad times are temporary, just as good times are. They're both temporary, and you can't have good times if there were never any bad times, I think. Hopefully the bad times don't last long. That's terrible when it does. But I think, you know, it's like a yin-yang situation. You can't have bad without good. I don't know. I was thinking, I don't know. I just have random thoughts, maybe sometimes. I was thinking about historical figures recently. We always like to look back at historical figures and talk about how they did so much by this age. I turned 22 in July, and, you know, there were historical figures who have accomplished a whole hell of a lot more than me by that age. There were emperors by that age. But, you know, sometimes you just don't get born into the imperial bloodline. And other times you're not, you know, a great conqueror or anything. So, you know, like, there's a lot of people we talk about through history, but there's also a lot of people we don't. And I don't know, a lot of people we talk about in history, while they were this and this and this, I don't know. Their drama also gets put on Main Street. Do you want your drama put on Main Street? I don't know if I do, personally. That'd be a little weird to have people in the future read about my drama. I don't even want to be historical anyways, but I don't know. Random thoughts. Thinking about life, that type of thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's been a nice week since I last recorded. I'd record these on the weekends, is what I've decided, and then kind of just release them in the middle of a week for everybody to listen to. So I hope that works out for everybody. I think the middle of a week, you know, Wednesday can be a great day for some people, but some people may need a pick-me-up. Something to look forward to. And if that's me, well, first off, thank you. That's very nice of you if you look forward to listening to this. But yeah, I think that's probably going to do it for this week. I know last week I rambled on about Star Wars for like 40 minutes. We're going on 23 minutes and some change right now. Any last minute thoughts? I had a question to pose to people, but I've already forgotten it. I'll just make up a new one to pose to people that you can post in the comments if you want. In the comments, answer this question if you've listened to the end. I've recently seen Return of the Jedi in theaters, and a big part of that movie is it's my personal favorite Star Wars movie. So, you know, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Post that in the comments down below. We'll go from, you know, movies. Just keep it to the movies. Spin-offs count. So yeah, tell me what your favorite Star Wars movie is in the comments below. And yeah. All right, this has been Hamm-Cast episode 2, talking about all kinds of wacky shit, getting a little personal, I guess. I don't know. Hope everybody's doing fine today. Yeah, I guess that's all. I'm still talking.